I'm Chief Jake Miller with the Pismo Beach Police Department. Having observed CALEA and what it can do for an agency, started when I was a sergeant and came up through the ranks. And seeing what it does at the line level all the way up through the management to the CEO level is amazing to see how structured and how well organized the police department is because of our CALEA accreditation. As we look at what it does to the folks, it provides further support, communication, and it clarifies what their job is out on the street. And I think organizationally that makes us stronger, and it reduces the amount of question there is when you're out on the street. Clearly defines our mid-management roles too in accreditation and what they're responsible for, because we have to show compliance to that responsibility each and every year. Accreditation to us is, we offer this to the community. This was something that 10 years ago or 12 years ago when we signed on, we wanted that stamp of good housekeeping, an independent, objective view of how our department was being run. And I think what it's come to now is we've seen it now through the agency after 12 years as this is how we do business. And I think in today's society and the issues that we're seeing across the nation, we can actually say we've got a 10-year head start to what we should be doing. And when you look at how CALEA started in the mid-70s anyway, it is in exact relation to what we're seeing now. So not only being ahead of the curve, but being proficient at it, I think has helped us out a lot. I think our officers walk a little taller. I think the agency is very proud, and I think it really has helped get support from our community.
We have a small community. We're a population of fewer than 8,000 people, but because we're a tourist-based community, we can often swell to 30 or 40,000 people. But what I garner as the mayor is a sense of pride that the community has for our police department. They are very well aware that our police department is accredited. I'm not sure they are aware of all of the standards that this department has to go through to achieve it, but what they do see are officers on the street that are friendly, that are professional, that will knock on their door at 2 in the morning if they find a garage door opener or garage door open. But this is the same department that went to every single home in our community with a flyer reminding people to lock their doors and how to be mindful of being more safe. This is a community where the police presence is so important because we have older people in our community, and they know the police officers by first name, and it's just a wonderful relationship. Our police department is involved in all of the community events. They host pizza party at the end of the school year. They're at Halloween events. So not only are they there to keep our residents safe, but they're involved in all of the community events. And so as such, they're a critical part of our city. And I think the accreditation just makes that even more important.
I believe CALEA is a brand that equals excellence, and I think that's very important. And I think when I talk to my colleagues about this a number of times about whether their agency should be accredited or not. So to me, one of the questions is, well, what does CALEA cost? What type of investment does it take? And it's a significant amount of hours and it's a significant amount of money. But to me, I see CALEA as a very good type of insurance policy, because I know that our agency has been reviewed by a third-party group that I have a great admiration for. They're fellow professionals that really give us a good scrubbing. I believe that CALEA makes sure we're trained well, we're prepared well. It gives the council and I huge validation. So as a story, I was talking to some colleagues at a conference of California city managers a few months ago about this very issue. One of those agencies had an issue in their community. They were not accredited, and we started talking about this process. And I was sharing with them that it's a very small investment for the satisfaction, but also the assurance that you get that your agency is one of the best in the country, and that, God forbid, an incident happens in your community, you will handle it with excellence and do the right thing. And so for me, that is a huge peace of mind that the council and I share, and I talk about CALEA quite a bit. Another example I would give you is this last 3 years, the chief has gone through turnover that's happening in all of our law enforcement agencies. It's a generational issue. And having the comfort to know that our men and women have been raised in a CALEA organization, it's gold standard with excellence, gives me huge faith in the chief in promoting people within and continuing to grow the organization because they understand the policies, the brand, the expectations, the way we do things. And so for me, CALEA gave the council and I huge comfort and internal promotions and moving these people through. And I'm confident if we brought people in from the outside, our people are better. And that's a large part of going through this process. The final thing I would share is we are a tourism community. Tourism is responsible for nearly 60% of our general fund revenues. And so people have to feel safe. They have to be treated with respect. They have to feel very good about where they are when they're having a good time with their kids and their families. And so most weekends our population is very transient. People aren't familiar with the community. You have different groups of people from different places, and people are having a good time. And there's a lot of potential for some interesting exchanges. But our department is professional. They treat people with respect. They're courteous, and they provide the service the council and I expect. And again, I think a large part of that ties back to the CALEA process that we go through every few years.